Hello, this is Andrew Collinson, Research Director of STL Partners and Telco 2.0. I'm here at the 12th Telco 2 Brainstorm at New Digital Economics in Palo Alto. I'm here with Jose Valles from Telefonica and BlueVia at Telefonica. Jose, hello.
Hello, Andrew.
Hi. Would you just give us a bit of background on what BlueVia is?
Well, BlueVia is the recently launched developer community of Telefonica. Well, it's called that way, but in reality, we see it as a business proposition to developers. So what we're doing is exposing network APIs in a web way, using web technologies, and with interesting, groundbreaking business models. So, and that's it.
So developer community, is it developers for apps on mobile phones or developers in a broader applications environment than that?
It's a broader application environment. In reality, our APIs are network APIs, but this is in reality telco in the cloud. Yeah. So they can use them from whichever device is connected to the internet. So if it's a mobile app, perfect. If it's a web app, perfect. If it's a connected TV, perfect. Connected fridge, it will be.
So any kind of device, any kind of developer or specific sorts?
No, actually, we are open-minded in terms of which developers we are aiming to work with. What we've done is that we know that we are not going to create ourselves a developer community. Yeah. So what we're doing is engaging with already existing developer communities.
Into the ones that are there.
So yeah. We've released 4 SDKs, one of PHP, another one of Ruby, another one of Java, and last week we released the one of Microsoft with the guys of .NET. Actually, what we've done is to have a Visual Studio plugin so that .NET developers are able to use the APIs of BlueVia without the learning curve. So we're going to where they are, not waiting them to come to us.
And which APIs are you finding them most interested in?
Well, in reality, we only have exposed till now 4 APIs, so it's difficult to measure. The ones that are really kind of gaining attention are the ones of customer behavior, customer profiling. That is interesting because developers want to get information about, or applications want to get information about what the customers are and where they are and what they do. And the second one, of course, is the one of messaging, because as we are proposing a business model where developers are going to be paid for the use of this API, but there are some developers that are already starting to use their talent into finding new ways to exploit these APIs. Yeah. And
that's interesting. The business model is you're paying the developers to use it. And can you talk me through that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, in Telefonica, we've realized that developers are not a source of revenue by themselves. I mean, all the telcos consistently, whenever they've exposed APIs, they've charged developers for the usage. So if you take into account that the mind share of the developer is not with the telco, actually they're not engaged with us, they don't like us. Yeah. And secondly, we create a barrier that is a financial barrier, doesn't make sense. So what we realize is that actually for us, the telco is the glue in between, the developer is the glue in between the telco and the customers. Yeah. Okay. So when they deliver an application and is using a capacity, what is allowing that application is to put us in front of the customers. So we decided that if that is going to help us grow, we're going to share value with the developer. So whatever creates value for Telefonica creates a value for the developer.
So it sounds very sensible. It sounds like you're working with the ecosystem as opposed to against the ecosystem in that respect.
Well, in reality, nobody was against the ecosystem, you know, but this was kind of...
But it's putting a barrier in the ecosystem if you're charging people to...
Exactly. So probably the approach wasn't the right one. Yeah. So telcos have been experimenting and failing consistently in the way they've been treating developers. And we're exploring a totally new way of doing it. And the reaction is positive. Yeah.
And can you tell me anything about the size and the nature of your developer community at this point?
Well, we launched it in December the 20th, so not a long time ago. And we haven't released still in an open environment, so only the developers are only able to get into BlueVia through invitation. Okay, so with this barrier, and counting that we started only with 25 developers that were friendly developers that were working with us, we've got already to pass the 500 developers number. And our 500 developers that are really experimenting, okay? And we have, actually today I received the information that we have already 38 products, services, mobile apps or web apps using our APIs. If I take a look back in time when I was in the factory of Telefonica and I see the time of developing a product, having 38 products in 3 months is a fantastic thing. So I'm quite happy about this.
Sounds good, but it's early days and you're sort of taking it one step at a time from the sound of it, rather than sort of trying to push it out in all directions.
Well, it's important to mention one thing. We're used to see telcos making big announcements and big things about relationships with developers and failing all the time. So the approach, in the DNA of Telefonica, the word humble is the first word. So what we do is that we work grassroots with developers. We work a lot with them. We see how they are able to evolve, what they can bring to life, and help them to grow. And we're going to see it in the future that hopefully some of them are going to be very successful and are going to make a lot of money, and that is going to attract more developers. But we're going step by step. And we're still tiny in terms of, we still only have 4 countries connected to the platform of Telefonica. I mean, we have Spain, Argentina, Mexico, and UK. It means already 80 million customers behind the platform, so it's a good number, but we still need to grow in number of countries, and we still need to grow in number of APIs. We only have 4 APIs, but in the next release, that is going to be very soon, we're going to have two new countries and 1 new API. So we're going step by step.
Jose, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.